Hi, I'm Nathan Herlocker. Before I start this presentation, I kindly suggest you carefully observe the images below. Though they are all the same character, one in particular probably stands out. It's difficult to describe, but the middle photo is unsettling and possibly even disturbing. There's just something off with her dead eyes and slightly extended smile. This upsetting creation dwells within the uncanny valley, and the goal of this presentation is to prevent the CGI characters in movies from falling into the same valley. Uncanny Valley is a hypothesis made by robotics professor Masashiro Mori that characters that almost look like human beings, but not quite, elicit feelings of unease and disgust among some observers. The effect is a lot like zooming in and out of a picture. The more zoomed out, the more blurry the photo is and the harder to make out the characteristics. The more zoomed in the photo is, the more details are revealed, and the picture begins to form. Zooming in too close reveals all the small, gross details you wouldn't normally notice, and it's not as pretty as the zoomed out picture. Because of evolution, humans have the instinctive reaction to abhor deformities, or anything that differs from the norm, which is the same mechanism that fuels racism. Mori demonstrated the phenomenon in a graph that gauged people's reactions to still and moving human-like machines. It's clearly visible that movement heightened the adoration for a bit before causing the most amount of disgust. Movies have drastically increased use in CGI as the technology evolved. Unfortunately, it's still not outside the uncanny valley, and the more CGI used on people, the more disturbing it becomes. The uncanny valley genuinely hurts movie sales. In the early screenings of Shrek, kids left the theater crying because Fiona looked too lifelike, and so the studio had to lessen the detail of her face or suffer a possible bomb in the box office. And the most recent and disturbing example is Rogue One, where they resurrected dead actors with CGI. The CGI duplicates of Carrie Fisher and Peter Cushing are very well made, but they still can't escape the valley, so it disturbs the audience. The easiest way to avoid the uncanny valley is not to use CGI on people at all. But if you must, just make sure the texture and the proportions are the same level of realism. The difference in realism is what causes the disturbing aspect. Frozen completely avoided the valley by exaggerating the size of the head and eyes so the audience immediately recognized the characters are human-like cartoons instead of cartoon-like humans. Now that you know what the uncanny valley is and how to avoid it, you can now avoid disturbing a good portion of the audience. Thank you for your time.